Wake up with Dyches delicacies. All this month we'll be featuring easy and delicious breakfast recipes that your family will love. Good morning! Thanks for joining us today. We're going to be making muffins. And this recipe comes to me from my friend Jessica, who gave me this awesome recipe for a muffin mix that you actually can store in your pantry, so it makes enough for 4 batches of muffins. And she has what's called Muffin Monday, and so she just goes to her pantry every Monday and the mix is already there and ready. So today we're going to show you how to make the mix and also the muffins. I'm going to start with 8 cups of all-purpose flour. To that, I'm going to add 3 cups of sugar. The next thing we need is 3 tablespoons, yes, tablespoons, because we're making a lot of mix, of baking powder. The next thing we need is 2 teaspoons of salt. And 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. You might think cinnamon in my muffins, it's so good and it tastes good with whatever ingredient you put in it. It just accents it. It's so good. And cinnamon's really good for you, good for your metabolism. Now I'm just going to be mixing all of this in. I like to use my whisk. It kind of sifts the flour as we go. Make sure everything gets mixed in there really well. Make sure you use a big bowl. I should have used a little bit bigger one today. And it's that easy. That's all you have to do for your mix. Just put it in an airtight container and you can keep it in your pantry for like 6 months. Ours usually only lasts a month because we like to make these every week. Okay, now from your mix, you're going to want to put 2 3/4 cups of the mix into a separate bowl, and then just put this back in your pantry to save. That's the amount that we're going to need to make 1 batch of the muffins. Wet ingredients that we're going to need for the muffins is 1 egg. To that, I'm going to add 1/3 of a cup of oil. And 1 cup of milk. Mix that up really good. So you can see how easy this would be. If all you had to do was go and get the pre-made mix out of the pantry and then add a couple ingredients. I'm going to stir this with a spoon because we want it to just stir it until it's just moistened. It's going to be really thick. We're just going to keep mixing this until all the dry ingredients are mixed in. You can see this batter is pretty thick. You want it to be that way. You don't want to over mix it. It's going to make your muffins not as fluffy. You want to mix it until it's just moist, until all the wet ingredients are just incorporated in. That quick. You can see it's really thick. It's going to give you dense, fluffy, yummy muffins. Now our muffin mix is all ready to use. You can bake it just as it is, but we like to spruce it up a little bit with some extra ingredients. Here I have 1 shredded apple. To my mix, I always either add an apple or a mashed up banana. It gives it more flavor and some moisture and it just tastes a lot better. I didn't have any bananas today, so I decided to use apples. Either one is just fine, or it's fine without. This is good too if you just only do apples. It's apple cinnamon muffins. Now at my house, we can't all agree on the same ingredient. So I'm afraid I usually have to do 2 or 3 different kinds of muffins. My husband, yes my husband, not my children, prefers chocolate chip muffins. So here I have chocolate chips for him. My children prefer blueberries. These are dried blueberries, but you can use fresh or frozen or just whatever you have. And for me, I like craisin with yogurt chips. So if you're only making one ingredient, go ahead and just dump it all in there. For me, I just put a scoop in here and then add the ingredients into how many I need. Now we're ready to scoop the muffin mix into the tins. You can line these if it's easier. Now we're going to want to fill these about 2/3 full. Because the mixture is really thick, it's not going to raise too much. Our muffins are all ready to go into the oven now. I have preheated the oven to 375 degrees and we're going to bake them for 15 to 20 minutes. Our muffins are all ready now. They've been in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. I'm going to test our muffins to make sure that they're done with a toothpick. I'm just going to insert it into the center. If it comes out clean, they're done. If it's all sticky and goopy, they need to go back in for a couple minutes. William's really excited to eat some muffins. I used to spend so much money buying muffin mix at the store. This is so much quicker and easier, and it's a lot healthier, no preservatives, not as much sugar as the ones that come from the store, and they taste way better too. So I hope your family enjoys these as much as we do. Thanks.